unique and interesting system, but we had to kind of go everywhere last year. We were literally all over the world. We went to the Middle East, a lot in Europe, went to the Philippines, went to Chile, we went to Mongolia, and Hong Kong and Macau, and literally everywhere to help USA qualify. So it was an extensive process, but it was a lot of fun to do it with these guys and be able to get rewarded at the end.
How did you first become involved with USA Basketball in the 3x3 space? Like, who reached out? What was the recruiting process like?
Yeah, Fran Fraschilla and Jay Demings were the two that reached out to me. So I was just getting done with 5-on-5 in China, and I took some time off because it was a difficult season, and I was, wanted to be home with the family a little bit more. And then they came calling and was like, hey, would you be interested in playing 3x3? I'm not sure if you're going to go back and play 5-on-5 or not. And I said, let's try it out, right? I knew that the Olympics was a part of it. That was obviously a big selling point. And so as soon as they said that, I was like, I'll at least try it out, see how it is. And I ended up really liking it. And then my wife was like, hey, if you want to go play, I'm going to support it because I want to go to Paris too if that's an opportunity. So when she was all in, I was all in.
What was the adjustment like from 5-on-5 to 3x3? How long did that take to kind of get acclimated?
It probably took me a full 6 months before I felt like really comfortable on the court, right? So it takes time because it's a quicker game. It's transitioning from offense to defense is something that you don't normally do with that quickly. It's half court, but also just little things like there's no help side defense in 3-on-3, right? Like you basically are stuck to your guy, and it's better to give up a layup than it is to give up an open two, right? So you don't kind of help down as much. So like little mindset things like that you have to shift from the 3x3 game or 5-on-5 game to 3x3. So it took some time, but I feel like I'm there now. I've been almost doing it 2 years now, so I feel a lot better about it.
How much, because of the quickness of the game, how much does continuity matter? I mean, it matters in 5-on-5, it matters in every sport, but how much more does it matter now?
It matters a lot because, like you said, it's such quick decisions, so you have to be on the same page, and it's not just all one-on-one basketball. You won't see a whole lot of that. There's a lot of re-screens, flare screens, and rolls, and backdoor cuts, and different things where you have to know what the other person is going to do, and that's been huge for us. We've been able to be together now for almost 2 years on the same team, playing, going through the battles, going through the good and the bad, and then talking through and communicating about what we like to do as a team and how we like to play individually. So now when we get out there, we're on a string. We know exactly what everyone's going to do at what time, and it's super important to do that.
Jimmer, does this seem real yet?
Say it again?
Does this seem real yet?
It's seeming more real. It's seeming more real for sure. I mean, we leave in we leave in 7 days or something to go to Paris, but not even. And so it's pretty crazy. Super excited about it, but it's surreal. It's definitely surreal.
How would you describe that basketball as someone who's been at the top of basically every 5-on-5, college, 3x3, in your words?
Yeah, I mean, it's been amazing. Obviously, it's been an incredible career. It started off up and down in the NBA. Obviously, when I got there, it was some great times and some really tough times, right? And kind of a roller coaster at that point. And then ended up going to China and really had a great career over in China and in Europe. And now to be at 3x3 and be able to be, considered one of the best teams in the world and to have a chance to go to the Olympics and play in the pinnacle of athletics. I mean, it's been unbelievably rewarding, and definitely can't complain. I mean, what an awesome career I've had. It's built me into the person I am today, not just always the basketball player. So it's been pretty incredible to experience so many cool different cultures and places.
Right. What would a gold medal mean given your relationship with Canyon, Kareem, Dylan? You guys have been together on the tour and everything. What would that mean to you?
I mean, yeah, we've been through a lot. We've done a lot of things as a first time for 3x3 basketball for the USA. We've won some big tournaments that we haven't won before as a USA country. We've done some really great things as a team, and obviously this would be the cap on everything. And we're just grateful to be the first American men's 3x3 team ever, right? We're pioneers of a sport, in the Olympics. Like, there's not many people that get to say that they have an opportunity. So to be able to have that is great, especially with my 4 best friends right now. I mean, they're like brothers. We've been literally we've been in Airbnbs together in Budapest and like random places, and you live together, right? So I mean, it feels like a college camaraderie, and it's been a lot of fun.
Right.
Do the results, the good results you guys have had in the run up to this, give you more confidence going in?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely gives you confidence because like, there's no secrets. You know who's going to be on the team, and you've played against all the guys that have played, in the 3x3 circuit. So you pretty much have seen these guys, for the last year and a half or so, playing against the best of the best, and they're all good, right? They're all really good teams. The thing about 3x3 is that you don't know what's going to happen on any given night. If a guy gets hot, sometimes it's difficult. So you just have to, continue to play your game and your style of play. But for us, we definitely have confidence that we feel like when we enter a tournament that we can win it, and that's the best. That's the best feeling you can have, going into these tournaments. So.
How much is the perception when you guys walk into a tournament? Do you notice that other teams look at you a little bit differently now?
I think a little bit. Yeah, they think that I think they think we're a real threat now when we walk into tournaments because we have won big tournaments now. So they see us in a little bit of a different light. And like I said, we've been together for a while. We've been playing for a while, and I think because of that, they see us as people that are playing 3x3 basketball now. Whereas sometimes the U.S. in the past has just put some guys together and put them on the team, and they haven't been like be able to build camaraderie like we have. So I mean, I think there's a couple teams when they walk into the room, there's definitely they know that everyone knows they have a chance to win that tournament. I think we're one of them.
You've been asked a lot about the continuity, but without a coach on the floor, without being able to walk it up, without 18 timeouts and TV timeouts and all that crap, how have you guys developed your own language? Okay, we need to change this right now on the fly in these 12 seconds. How do you develop the language that the 4 of you share on the floor?
Yeah, communication's huge in 3x3, right? Because first of all, you're out there and you're tired, right? You're really tired, so the one that's the least tired usually is the one that's talking, right? The one that's trying to give the information. And we're all trying to see the same thing. So the guy that's sitting out is able to kind of see what's going on and be like, all right, maybe we need to start going over screens instead of switching screens because they're killing us on this play or whatever it is. But generally speaking, we try to play our game and make the other team adjust to us. I think that's one thing that we've been pretty good at, and playing our game. But at the same time, you just have to be on the same page. And there's always going to be some arguments, communications, but we always squash it like right then and there. That's the biggest thing. Is like sometimes you get upset with someone, you tell someone, you yell at someone to box out or whatever it is, and then you're on to the next play because you don't have time to think about anything else. But we've been through a lot of situations now, and that helps. So we have to coach ourselves on the court.
How appreciative are you too? Like people knew who you were. People knew who Canyon was. People now know who the 4 of you are. People know what 3x3 is a little bit more now. How appreciative are you that even before you're there, like what the women did 3 years ago, what you guys have done the last couple of years, the first goal is complete. You've elevated the understanding of 3x3. How rewarding is that?
We're trying to elevate the game. Obviously, I think it's a fun brand of basketball to play. It's good for development, especially at the youth level. But then it's also fun to watch. I think the spectators are going to see it, in the Olympics and be like, wow, that's, this is kind of fun to watch. First of all, you don't have to have a huge attention span to watch it. So my kids love it. And they're like, you can watch it for 10 minutes. And they're like, all right, now we're done. We can go jump in the pool or whatever. You know what I mean? But also like every single play and possession matters, like a lot. You make 1-2 and it's 10% of the points that you make for the game, right? Like it's really crazy to think about. So every possession matters, and I think people like that. They like the high intensity, high stakes. That's why people like the 100-meter dash or 200-meter because it's so quick. You don't know anything that's going to happen. It's similar in 3x3 basketball.
Jimmer last decathlon too long.
yeah. That's the headline that we got out of this.
What is your fondest memory from the tour over the past couple of years with the guys?
And it's hard to say one specific thing, but I think the one thing we're super excited about was when we won our first Masters tournament in the Philippines.
Yeah.
That was the first time we won a Masters tournament as a group last year, and then also the first time that USA team won a Masters tournament in like 5 years or something crazy, right? So once we got that monkey off our backs, it really felt good because we put a lot of effort into it up to that point, and then we started to get on a roll. Won the Pan Ams, won another Masters, won the America. We won a bunch of stuff, and then won the opener this year, another Masters. So it's just been a good effect. So I think that was kind of what started it, and that was obviously very, very exciting for us.
Do you approach this any differently than other tournaments? I know it is the Olympics and there's a greater magnitude, but you're traveling all over the world. These, the fans are international. It's international events. How do you approach? Like, what's your approach?
I think we're going to approach it a similar way. Obviously, it's different because, generally speaking, it's just a 2-day tournament that you go to. Obviously, this is going to be a week long, so it'll be a little bit more similar to a World Cup format. But even in the World Cup, you play, your pool, your group. So you have 3 games in group, and then you get seeded, and then you play quarters, semis, finals. So this one, you're playing 7 games no matter what against every country. And then at that point you get seeded, and then hopefully you get one of the top 2 seeds. That's the goal. So it'll be a different format. You have to. Sometimes you're only playing 1 game a day, which you never do in 3x3. You're always playing at least 2 games a day. So that means that you got to be prepared and ready as soon as that ball is up and get a sweat going. And also we're playing super late. Like the games are really late, so you have to be prepared for that. You have all day to kind of sit around, think about stuff, get ready, and then jump on at 10:30 or 11 at night. So it's definitely going to be an interesting format. But for us, we just stay focused, get ready.
Who do you think might be your biggest competition out there?
I would say they're all really good. Like every one of these teams have won Masters tournaments, so it's not like there's a stiff out there. Serbia is generally speaking the #1 team in the world right now, so they I would say are probably the favorite. And then we're obviously good, and the Netherlands are really good. Latvia was the Olympic champion last time, and they're really good. So I'd say us 4, and then Lithuania is very good. They won a couple Masters this year. And then you got China, France, and Poland, who are France's home country, so they're going to get some energy. And then China and Poland are both solid teams. So I mean, it's hard to say. Like I said, in 3x3, it's such a variant sport. Anybody can beat anybody. But generally speaking, Serbia has been the world power at 3x3, and we're trying to catch them.
You ended up mentioning the math aspect of the game because there's so few possessions. Is that always like prevalent in your mind on the court? Like kind of that whole math game of like, a 2's worth this percentage of points and trying to finish the game even faster?
I think for us, we can shoot the 2. We're trying to take the best shot available, the quickest best shot available, right? And for me, I'm looking for 2s, obviously. That's what I can bring to the table. But also, I'm able to spread the court. So when, guys jump out at me, sometimes 2 guys jump out at me, and then we get an easy 1, right? So you're looking for easy 1s or 2s. That's what you want. You don't want to take hard 1s. That's the biggest thing. So I think, that's what we've been doing a pretty good job at. But 2 is worth more than 1 by a lot. Right, so it's super important to be able to get those 2s off and be able to make them, but also be able to generate them somehow. And I think for me, I've been able to do that, and that's what I think I can bring to the table.
Jimmer, real quick, how much did the tour help you guys get the chemistry to where it is right now?
I mean, it's the biggest thing, right? That's all we've been playing on in order to get our camaraderie. Because, like you said, on the tour, you're able to play against the best teams in the world on the same court, under the same circumstances, under the same pressure that you're going to be feeling when you play at the Olympics. So because of that, it's huge. So you got to play on the tour in order to feel comfortable with your opponents and who you're going to play and how they're going to play. So it's super important to be playing at these events. And so far, we've had a bunch of them this year and last year, and now we're getting prepared to leave for the Olympics.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.